Well, I know some buddies or someone or some ones too, actually a lot of them. They're the hardworking folks right here in this room and all around the country that no matter what happens in November, will continue to do their best day in and day out to serve the American people. So let me begin by saying what an honor it is to be here tonight again for this special evening, this special event. It's especially poignant for me because it's the last time I'll be at the Sammys while President Obama's in office. And that's gotten me thinking about the past 7.5 years and some of the touchstones of this administration. One you might have heard the president talk about in some interviews recently is this sticker that we made in the White House that says simply, "Fight cynicism." It's something I carry in my pocket every day. We shared it throughout the White House and across agencies and departments. And we did that because we know that cynicism sells. Just ask Michael. The President and First Lady are big fans of his, rightly so, but of course the show, as he just said, is based on an especially cynical view of Washington. And cynicism is pretty popular these days. But hope's better. That doesn't mean hope is any easier. You all and your families have lived the reasons why hope is not easier. Shutdowns, showdowns, perpetual letdowns. Too often, some leaders here in Washington seemingly forget why we're here. But there's one very simple reason the president is so hopeful and so able to fight cynicism, and it's not actually the sticker. It's the people he gets to lead and work with every day, and that's all of you. It's public servants across this country and overseas who have devoted their lives to strengthening this great country. So let me start by thanking the Partnership for Public Service for organizing this event, for doing so much to strengthen the federal workforce and to celebrate its incredible achievements. All too often, the work these remarkable men and women in the partnership, but also the work of each of you in this room and across the country goes unrecognized. So thank you for showcasing that excellence and inspiring the next generation of public servants. Thinking about public service, my mind goes back to one of my professors in graduate school at Georgetown. A professor, and in fact a mentor, spent his life working as a Senate staffer and then as a teacher. And as my classmates and I were preparing for graduation and start our professional lives, he challenged us all to do well by doing good. For me, and I'm sure for all of you, that's always meant public service. In my mind, there's no more noble calling than to serve our country. And that's because when you do so, you become part of an evolving national project that transcends a single lifetime, a project that began with the founding fathers, that continues to this day, and that will endure long after we're gone, be that us from the White House or all of us from this effort. And that is, in the President's words, the steady effort to perfect our union over time so our democracy works for everyone. To see the tremendous difference you can make in public service, we need to look no further than tonight's award winners. Indeed, these inspirational role models have touched the lives of all Americans through their wide-ranging and far-reaching achievements. They've made our nation's healthcare system stronger and better, drastically reducing medical errors and avoidable infections in hospitals, expertly managing response to public health emergencies such as the Ebola crisis, adroitly developing an artificial intelligence system for medics that detects internal bleeding and better enables trauma teams to save lives. They've greatly enhanced our national security, bringing to justice individuals involved in some of the biggest cyber crimes and leading U.S. and foreign law enforcement to determine how terrorist-made explosives work and therefore how better to detect and to stop them in the future. They've made extraordinary strides in protecting the environment, overseeing initiatives that have greatly reduced greenhouse gas emissions and securing a record-breaking $20.8 billion settlement against BP that will help the Gulf Coast recover from the devastating oil spill in 2010. And they've made our economy more just, standing up and directing a long-term bond program that is helping low-income communities finance small businesses, healthcare centers, affordable rental housing, senior living facilities, daycare centers, and charter schools. So tonight's award winners are an inspiration to all of us, a reminder why we got into public service in the first place, doing well by doing good. Of course, as you all can attest, this life in public service can be extraordinarily demanding. The pace can be frenetic. Your hair might get a little prematurely gray. My colleagues like to point that out, even though I have a newly acquired sheen of white. But I think you all agree that despite the challenges, despite the sacrifices, despite the missed games, despite the missed suppers, that this is all work that is worth it. And that, as Teddy Roosevelt said, is far and away the best prize that life has to offer. It's the chance to work hard at work worth doing. So as the administration runs through the tape here later this year, inevitably people ask me what I'm going to miss most about my job. Well, there's two things. First, I'll be happy to no longer be compared to the diabolical Doug Stamper. Although I did notice his suit was a little different than mine. And secondly, the true fact is I'll really miss the people. People like all of you who have committed your lives to something greater than yourselves and who, with distinction and honor and in difficult circumstances, have served the greatest nation on the face of the earth, the United States of America. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of tonight's finalists and award winners with a big round of applause.